is that it is a holiday during which, well, most Jewish holidays, we seek to sanctify the moment. We seek to raise up the usual, the general, some people call it the profane, the regular everydayness, and we try to raise it up. It's sort of one of the definitions of what it means to sanctify, to recognize, to find the holiness within. And you probably have heard that there is this Talmudic discussion when they talk about Hanukkah candles, and it's Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai. And the question is, do we light the Hanukkah on the first night with 1, and then the second night with 2, and so forth up until 8, as Rabbi Hillel and his school taught? Or should one start with the full Hanukkah with 8, and then each night diminish less, one less, one less, one less? And the general wisdom has always been, for a couple thousand years, is that no, we go according to Rabbi Hillel. Because of course we always want to increase in the light. We want to always expand the light, make it brighter, and that really is our hope and our prayer. But there is another argument that I just heard recently, which is, but it's not as if Rabbi Shammai was some, zhlub. Like, you should probably pay attention. Maybe there's some wisdom there as well. And it led this particular teacher to suggest that perhaps there's nothing wrong with recognizing the diminishment of light, in the sense of it mimics our lives. It does recognize that we go from, God willing, great strength to less strength, great health to less health over the course of our lives. And there might be many other applications of this idea. But here's the thing that really caught my attention. So one person suggested, well, then maybe in a family, you should have at least 2 Hanukkah menorahs, one that you use to go up to 8, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, all the way, and one you start with 8 and you go down over the course of Hanukkah. And then what caught my attention was, on the 4th and 5th nights, both Chanukiot are sort of passing each other in the same place. One has 4, one has 5, but when you look at the Chanukiot, they both look rather similar. And so this notion of having 2 drastically different opinions, and then finding this middle ground through the light, well, it really grabbed my imagination. I thought, how powerful is that? It's yes, it's true that in order to get to that middle point, both parties have to let go of the extreme, it's absolutely right or it's absolutely wrong. Even if you're sort of holding on to this idea of, but I still believe that that's the right way to do it. But we don't get to live in the world peacefully all the time by holding on to the belief in always being absolutely right or absolutely wrong. The only peace that comes, more than likely, is the peace that comes when we find that middle, and when we light up that middle, we celebrate that middle. To me, it changed how I was looking at my Hanukkah menorahs. To find this idea that it's light that can bring us together, and it's that middle ground that should always be calling to us. Even if we can't get there, we should always allow it to call to us in order to get to that place of middleness. And I think that's how we sanctify, truly raise up the everydayness of the moments of our lives. So, Dan?
This is a piece of music called How We're Blessed by Daniel Kaner, a Jewish songwriter from London, England. Consider this day, for it is holy. If we consider that it's holy, then it is. Take this moment to consider all the moments that we didn't so consider prior to this. It's how it is, it's how we've always been and will always be, I guess. It's how we're blessed, how we're blessed. Consider the light that guides you, and without which you would flounder in the dark. Whatever they tell you, it burns inside you, and it's blazing like a furnace, like our nearest dying star. It's how it is, it's how it's always been, the light and the darkness. It's how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed. It's sometimes hard to fathom when you're falling into a chasm, when you're staring at the jaws of death. How we're blessed, we're never gonna understand it in our short time on the planet. We are honored guests. Consider this sound, this set of vibrations that moves the air, that stirs the head and heart. The epic themes and the many variations, the revelations that tears us up and tears us all apart. It's how it is, and it's how it's always been, even in the wilderness. It's how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed. With the livings we are scratching, when the world around's collapsing, when yours is as good as my guess. It's how we're blessed, when our hearts are truly open, when our fears are finally spoken, we can rest. Consider this breath that fills you, and without it you'd be useless, more or less. What doesn't make you stronger kills you. Your breath's the first blessing you're given, and the last thing you have left. It's how it is, it's how it's always been, for the worst and for the best. It's how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed, how we're blessed.
At Journey, we have different body movements for different parts of things different blessings that we offer as gratitude blessings, and we thank God for Torah, and we thank God for tefillah. And for Torah, we describe it as the messages that God sends to us, and tefillah is described as the way we speak to God. And when we step into this moment, a moment like 3M, according to Rabbi Abram Joshua Heschel, we are responding to an invitation from God that's always there for us to step in and embrace it. And he wrote in this wonderful poem called Faith is a Blush, Rabbi Heschel wrote, God is unwilling to be alone, and human beings cannot forever remain impervious to what God longs to show. Those of us who cannot keep our striving back find themselves at times within the sight of the unseen and become aglow with its rays. Some of us blush, others wear a mask. Faith is a blush in the presence of God. As we respond to God's invitation to offer prayer, we call to mind those in need of healing and wholeness. I invite you to write in their names to our chat as Dan leads us in the Misha Berach prayer.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Sheberach Imoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Dan Nichols. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are starting tonight, the fifth night of Hanukkah. Is that right? Yes, fifth night of Hanukkah. So we are moving forward, and may your Hanukkah days be filled with light. Be well, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy
See you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone,
Thanks,
and
Dan.
goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks.